I'm going actually to talk about who am I, what does it mean D-CTF, ECSC, and I'm going to cover some challenges from ECSC bootcamp, and I'm gonna make the presentation of the exercises interactive enough in order to prove that the challenges are not that hard. I'm actually presenting 3 easy to medium challenges that can be solved by anyone. So, okay, who am I? I am a Senior IT Security Specialist at Sentinel. I am DevCamp and D-CTF organizer, bug bounty hunter at BugCrowd and HackerOne. I am a trainer and organizer at the European Cybersecurity Challenge. Okay, now what those means, D-CTF, from what, because I had questions in the past from what D-CTFs come, because D-CTF means DevCamp CTF, is the main CTF inside DevCamp. We have other CTFs organized by Chip, like he presented before. Yeah, it's in top 50 all-time CTFs according to CTF Time. It's there for several years. We have an online qualification round, which is on September 7 this year, and on-site finals, which starts in November at the conference, on-site competition. Okay, and in this competition, any country and team can participate. We have about 3,000 teams. Where is Anatol? Okay, about that much. Okay. We have also ECSC, European Cybersecurity Challenge. At Romania level, because each country decides how it selects its competitors and how it trains their teams. We have an online qualification round. After that online qualification round, we have a first bootcamp, which just ended, and the second bootcamp, which is going to be very soon. At international level, we are also covering the finals. This year it will happen in Romania, in Bucharest, and in this final round, only best teams from 20 European countries will participate. Okay. Now let's start the demo part. I'm adding a small joke for the demo gods. Okay. Here is an example of a challenge from ECSC bootcamp. Actually, all the challenges are from the same competition, from the bootcamp, from the first bootcamp, because last time I talked about challenges in the finals of the D-CTF competition. So this is the closest CTF that I have participated as an organizer. Okay, we have a description. What is wrong with the CAPTCHA system? It does not work. We have a target host, an actual IP or host and a port. We have a source code for this challenge, and the category from which is taking part. Okay, so this is the source code of the challenge. It's a Python, and on and at the end we can see in some cases it opens a flag and it reads the flag and outputs to the console. Okay. What do you think is the bug here? Does anyone know? Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, if you know the solution because you took part in the bootcamp, just let others. Okay? Anyone? Does anyone have any idea? If you are asking if that's possible in Python, yes, it is. It works. Actually, the bug and the whole challenge is on that line. I could do this challenge on a single line, just that one. Why is that? Is because in Python 2.7, yeah, if we ask the documentation, help input, we discovered that input is actually a val of raw input of, so anything we enter there and it's Python is going to be executed by the script. So it's a simple remote code execution using input. It was easy if you knew the documentation of the Python. Of course, you, yeah. Okay. And an example of how to solve it is the following. Actually, I'm going to sum that. I'm importing a library. Yeah. I'm actually executing bash commands. And I'm performing a curl with a post of the flag file towards the target that I'm owning, or request bin link or something like that. So I can extract the flag from there. And after that, I obtain something like that. And on the last part, we have the flag. What about the flag? In general, during CTF competitions, we have flag formats. In our case, and at European Cybersecurity Challenge and DEF COMP CTF, our flag starts with the name of the competitions, 2 curly brackets with blue, and SHA-256 of random characters. Okay. I'm telling you that because on the next challenge, we had a special flag format. Okay, we have a description. The SOS system dumped the following information. Do you think it is an error? We have a flag.txt file, a special flag format as I told you, and it's again a missed challenge. And we receive the following big file. What do you think? What's that? How do we split this? It's actually, you can see the whole file on the right. It's a preview of the file. It's a big file. It's a single line file. Okay. So it has alphanumeric characters and the plus sign. Okay. From the name and the description, we have the following hints: precise location, SOS message, which relates us to something related to a location. Okay. Like I told, it's a long line, contains alphanumeric characters and a plus sign, and it might be separated by the plus sign. This is actually what everyone believed it is the case. If we take the first part of our line and the last, okay, we have observed the following. It starts with 8 characters and it ends with 2 characters. Yeah? What we can assume from that is that it always starts with 8 and it ends with 2 characters after the plus. And we can follow this format until the end of the file. It will work as expected. But if we do not know what it is, we can also Google it. Of course, the first part will not give us an answer because it doesn't mean anything. But if we add the 2 characters, we get a location. Yeah. What? It was random. Yeah. Of course, if we added a bigger part, but including only one plus sign, we will still get a location because the Google parse only the 8 characters plus the 2 at the end. Okay. Not knowing what those are, we can search for location codes with plus sign in it, and we'll get plus codes. They are called actually plus codes. And if we take a look at them, we have a descriptions, what they are used for, why they are implemented for. It's an open source project, so you can get. This is an example, a random example from their website, how this plus code looks like. We see that it's not mandatory to have 8 characters in the first part, but I'm not sure how it. Yeah. That's no. It was actually the plus 2G part is a precise location. It's actually representing a square by 3 meters by 3 meters. Yeah. So the steps in order to solve this challenge was to obtain all 360 points from the flag.txt file by splitting them. Convert all 360 plus codes to coordinates, create a map of all coordinates, and obtain the flag. Why I'm telling you obtain the flag after create a map of all coordinates? Because this was the challenge actually. Yeah. When I created the challenge, I did that manually by placing dots on the Google map and exporting the file. It took 10 minutes actually. It's not that big. Yeah. Later on, I discovered that on GitHub they have a calculator for that, a Python script, which could help me generate a longer flag and also get the conversion back. Okay. And one of the last challenges that I want to talk, which is exploit challenge. We have a description. A friend of us asking for a password. It happens a lot. Okay. We have on target an IP and a port, and we know the category. Does anyone feel something is off here, odd, for an exploit challenge? No one? What? We don't get the binary, exactly. It's an exploit without the binary. Okay. So what we can do is actually to interact with the target itself. It will be one of the first steps in order to solve this challenge. As we can see, I've sent a password. It says, welcome, what is your password? Input, your password is, it looks pretty broken, okay? You shall not pass because the password was not correct, okay? Moving on, we try to send a longer input in order to discover it's a buffer overflow or not. We discover on this line that the output of what I inputted is shorter, so it's safe. Okay, we can assume it's safe. But if we are entering a %x, we obtain an address. This is called string format attacks, and I quote unquote from OWASP the format string exploits and when they occur. The main idea of those are that you could execute code or read the stack. Execute the code without a binary is not that easy. Read the stack, it was the main approach, the intended approach in solving this challenge. I don't know if someone else managed to execute code from a simple string format without actually knowing what's in that binary and how, yeah. So what that means, wherever in a for example, C++ program, you have the following functions. You could use the following inputs in order to address things on the stack or write characters or other values. Okay, so in order to solve this, we can send a lot of %x and it starts damping the stack. Okay, and you can see the addresses there, but we have a limitation. But then that's not really an issue. Does anyone know why? No. The first ones are yeah. You could actually use the %x and point to a specific address in the stack. So in order to do that, here's an example. We have $5 $x, and you actually replace the number with the number of your desired address. In order to solve this challenge, I created a basic script, which is not the most optimal script. Why is that? Because it creates connections. It sends only one payload, this one, with the number, and then collects the return. And on this line, I'm actually trimming all the other texts that is not needed for my challenge. And I'm adding a dot for exemplification. And when I run this one, I obtain the following output. And we can see in between that I have some values starting with, 43, 53 over there. Those are actually hacks, and you can extract something which looks like a password, but it's in reverse because on stack is stored in reverse. All you had to do is to actually revert that. If you didn't know that, it's still obvious because you have the name of the competition and the password word in it, so it helped you. And at the end, you just enter the password and you obtain the flag. Okay, and it was still short. I think we have plenty of time, but unfortunately, I thought that those 3 exercises would take longer. It was pretty fast. If you have any questions related to those challenges, mainly I'm on web. I write web challenges, but this talk was about non-web challenges. So, yeah. Any questions?
Okay, what are you preparing for the next ones?
For the next ones, I cannot tell what's in scope of those, but we'll see. It will be, I will write mainly web challenges, and we'll have a higher complexity than those that are presented here. I choose the 3 of them which are easier to present, easier to understand, in order to encourage people to take part in CTF challenges.
I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Chip. What's your favorite challenge that you solved? Or, since you're also on HackerOne and BugCrowd, what's your best submitted bug that took you the longest and was the hardest to find?
I'll say that my favorite challenge was a web challenge, which was actually an SQL injection. Okay, but it had to be done in 3 characters of input. Yeah. No, it was complicated. It was more complicated than that, but it was, yeah, it was straightforward. You had access to the source code, and you are allowed only 3 characters. It took a while, but it was doable. I think it was an finals, D-CTF finals in 2017. I don't remember exactly the year. Okay, any questions? Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm also going to ask the same question that I asked Chip. How much alcohol do you drink when creating challenges?
I don't know. As much as it is,
You don't keep count, okay.
okay, yeah.
Any other questions?
Behind.
How much time do you spend on research for these challenges? Do
In
you have
researching
any
challenges, okay. It depends on what you want to achieve. If you are only creating web challenges, you specialize on a certain topic and on web, and you make your research based on that. And when you actually need to create challenges, it takes a few weeks of finding ideas and what it actually needs in order to work, because not all ideas are well implemented in a CTF challenge. Some might be way too easy to solve. When you are doing research for other types and categories of challenges, you add up on that time. You add a few more weeks, and that's it. But mainly the ideas for challenges come from other CTFs that you participated in, that you followed, research papers and other informations that starts from the beginning of the year until the end. It's an ongoing process, it never ends.
okay, another question. Out of the CTF challenges that you've organized so far, was there any team that somehow managed to complete all the challenges way faster than you expected?
All the challenges, no, but some challenges in specific, yes. Always teams are capable of finding another way, even if you do not want that to happen. Experience. An example is we had the QR code on an image, which was refreshed every minute. So you had the actual QR code was split on several reflections in that image, and it was generated randomly every minute with Python, the PIL library. And someone managed to solve it by cropping in Photoshop the exact parts and creating a project, and task the Photoshop, and then when opening it with the new image from that minute, it was already computing from the file that was replaced. Yeah.
Okay. When you do the challenges, I know that the ones I've competed in are like 10 flags, because 10 makes it official, or at least makes it sounds official. How many challenges do you create, and what's the tendency? Because in your case, you're being a web guy, you're like having the majority of flags being web-based,
Yeah.
and anything that's not web ends up in MISC category?
Anything that's not fit in a category by itself is going to the MISC.
So what are the main categories that you are creating at first, and then add
It depends by competition. Mainly we start with the normal ones, the pound exploit, MISC, okay, MISC from at the end, web challenges, I don't know, network forensic challenges, and then the MISC category, which handles all the sort. For example, if we have only one exploit challenge or two, we might put them in the MISC category by default, because we do not have enough challenges, like 5 or 6 or 7 challenges per that category.
You can create the exploit section, not exploits section.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, that makes sense.
doesn't look okay, doesn't feel okay. When you
Come on, I mean-
when you have a category like exploit, like pound, you are expecting more than 2, on that challenge. So if you are participating in a CTF and you see the category pound and you have only one binary or only one challenge there, it might happen to they might be added another challenges during the time of the competition, so you can schedule your actions based on that.
So probably you see only one because they don't expect anyone to solve it before others are added. Or
Yeah,
maybe
it
the
depends.
platform has some kind of a timestamp enabler.
Yeah, mainly we create those challenges. We launch those challenges on categories, and when we are creating a category, we have more than one challenge. Yeah.
And as the last questions, can you give us a hint
For what?
for a challenge?
No.
That's not the correct answer.
Well, try harder.
There you go. Okay, thank you, Lucian.
Yeah. Thank you also.